So a small request, before writing the code, I would like to tell you all that I'm using a different editor. I'm not using Spider anymore. If you remember, we started off with web-based editor, and then we moved to integrated development environment IDE, which was Spider. Okay, and now I have moved to a simple editor. This is a simple Vim editor, also called, this is called the VIM editor. All right, so it's there on Unix and on Mac. I like using this. And on the right side I have the IPython, simple IPython, interactive Python terminal. All right, the reason why I have moved to this is that it is lightweight. You know, it doesn't, it's a very simple editor and a simple IPython terminal. It's also easy for me to record this, and for the viewers also, the background, the foreground combinations are nice on their eyes. Alright, so I have moved to this, so don't worry, you need not move to, you can continue to use Spider or any other programming environment, that Python programming environment that you like. Now that you people are matured, I thought I'll make this shift. Okay, you can also try moving to your own choice of editor, although I would not recommend it unless you're completely familiar with it. Okay, so I will now come this side and write my code. I will write my code here. Okay, print hello world, and I'll execute that this side, recursion.py. That's the name of the file. All right, this is how we will be doing right from now onwards. Okay, it should be very confusing because we are in our advanced weeks of the course. We should introduce slightly uneasy things with time so that you are familiar with everything. All right, so without further ado, let me get into the program now. What were we supposed to do? I was supposed to write a code to check. This is a code, this is a piece of code to check if a given list has 0 in it or not. If it has 0 in it, we return true. We return true, which is 1. Otherwise, we return false, which is 0. Okay, we'll only return these numbers. All right, so sorry. All right, so what I do is I will close this comment and start writing my code. So what is this? Define check 0. I'll take a list as input, all right, and then check if the list is empty or not. Okay, first I'll see if the list is empty. If length of L equals 0, I will simply return 0. False, I did not see 0 because the list itself is empty. If the list is empty, return false. 0 means false. Okay, and if it's not, okay, in case it is not empty, all right, then what I do is I check if the list L, the first element, if it is 0 or not. If it is 0, okay, if the first element is 0, then return true. Correct? That's what I'm going to do now. I will say return true, right? Because I found the element 0. This is about check 0, you see. I found the element 0. But what if this is not true? What if L of 0 is not 0? Else, okay, we'll go through the code once again just so that it's easy for you people. It's not confusing. By this time, I believe you should be familiar with what's happening here. It doesn't require explanation. So else, what I'll do is I will return the outsourced part of this boom recursion comes. Okay, L of 1 to len of L. Okay, what do I mean by this? Let me come this side and tell you, if you were to create a list, let's say L equals 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, L of 1 to len of L will simply give you from 1 to 4, right? These are the things that you should get familiarized with by this time, right? So that's what I'm doing. I'm omitting the first element and trying to feed the rest of the list here. All right. And that's it. So let me just see if this works. I'll say print check 0 of 1, 2, 0, 4, 5, 10, 8, 7, and maybe 3, and so on. Okay. The bracket is not closed. I'll close the bracket, and there I am. I'll execute this. You see, I'm just printing the or if it's easy for you people. Okay, so why am I assuming that you all are very good at finishing the code in one line? So let's do it in 2 lines. It's easy on the minds. So then I'll print the answer. All right. So I will come here and then run this code. Run recursion.py. Okay, there is a problem. Check 0. What's the problem? Answer equals so and so. Function object is not subscriptable. Yeah, so I made a mistake here. I should put a bracket here. Oh my god. Okay, so this should fix the problem. Yeah, perfect. So it is now. Let me clear the screen here. All these pop-ups I'll remove from next video onwards. Please bear with me. So if I say run recursion, it shows me 1 just because there is 0 here. If there were to be no 0 here, I would expect a false here. It says false. Perfect. It says false. Perfect. So what is happening here? Let me look at the code. Okay. You're checking the presence of 0 in the list L. Alright, and I will see if first of all the list is empty or not. If it's empty, I'll return false. There is no 0 there simply because the list itself is empty. If the list is not empty, I'll just see the first element. Just the way I told you, I'll just wash one vessel, okay, and leave the rest. Alright, that's precisely what I'm doing here. So I will just check the first element. If it is 0, I return 1. The moment you return 1, everything ends here. All right. The Python, the Python ensures that you come out of this function. It doesn't execute any further. Right. If this is not true, assuming it is not true, else, which means this is not true. First element was not 0. Then pass the responsibility to the function with a smaller list. Okay. The above code simply outsources. I hope there's a word called outsources. If not, you know what I mean. Outsources it to a smaller list. For the function, it gives a smaller list. Okay, this is the smaller list. Right? Okay. Outsources this to a smaller list. It's coming to the next line. So what I'll do is you know this. So simply outsources. As simple as that. Okay, and then the moment I say this, the function takes this and then checks whether 0 is there or not. If it's there, it says yes. If it is not there, it says no. Right? A simple program. Take a look at it, think about it, and one word of advice to some advanced programmers. I'm sure you have a problem with this code. Right? Please don't correct me here. There are reasons why we should make mistakes. Okay, for beginners, you won't know what mistake I have made, but for people who know programming well, they will say, there are 2 mistakes here, right? I'll address them later. It's important for us to simply write A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H up to Z, not worrying about our handwriting, and later on we should fix the handwriting. First we must learn the alphabets. So I'm introducing recursion right now. I will tell you what is actually not so nice about this code. This code works, but it's not a good way to. Please note, this is not an efficient code. We will see this later. Suspense. But all you need to know is, this particular function works recursively, simulates exactly your, what does it simulate? It simulates exactly the vessel question. All right. Or let's say factorial question. You take a list, you check whether it has 0 or not, The idea is simple. Just check the first element. And if it is not 0, check the rest. That's all we are saying. This simple English statement is converted to code. Okay, I'll not go in this detail. From next video onwards, we will jump into programming, and you may want to see the recording twice or thrice for it to make sense. I'm sorry, I might have taken more time than what I'm supposed to take at this time. I'm going to assume, in other words, I'm going to assume more maturity from you people. So let's go ahead and solve a couple more questions in recursion.